Welcome back. We are going to compare Blender with the CAD Sketch add-on, and we're going to compare that with a CAD solution, in this case SolidWorks. So I decided to make this video as based off this command, as we can see over here, regarding Blender add-on CAD Sketcher. If we can use that, since this will add some mathematical modeling within Blender. Now, let's see. This is quite an interesting add-on, but it's quite limited, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Let's just delete that default cube. Also, you will need to set over here the properties for Blender. Currently, this is set to meters by default, so you will have to change those within Blender. You're gonna find those over here within scene properties, units, and this will be set by default to metric. So keep in mind that usually for 3D printing, similar to CAD solution, you should go for millimeters. Now, if you are using the imperial system, you can go otherwise for inch over here instead of millimeters. Now we have the default planes, so we have the front plane, top plane, and right plane. And within Blender, we can enable the same, let's say, planes. If I'm going to press M to expand, we're going to see that the CAD Sketcher will enable this sketching tool over here. But it's not that easy to use, let's say, compared to CAD solution. I might say easy, intuitive, more likely. So if I'm going to click on Add Sketch, this will create a new sketch. We're going to see this will also have a hotkey. And now let's say that I want to make, in this case, a circle in the X and Y plane over here. I will need to define over here that I want to add a circle. I need to define a new sketch. And I will initially need to select that sketch. And only now I can start tracing that. So straight from the origin, I will define the following circle. We can set the value over here numerically. Let's say that I want 1. I'm going to type enter. In my case, this will be 1 meter over here. And why I think that this is not that intuitive as a CAD solution, because if I'm going to press, in this case, F9, this will give me the last, let's say, parameter over here. In this case, we see it over here, the radius 1 meter. If I want to make it 1.5, I can easily do that. But it's not directly, let's say, displayed over here within the viewport. I have over here the entities. The first one will be the origin. And as we can see, this will be fixed. If I will uncheck this, now is the possibility to move that circle. But in order to move it, I need to use this solve space select. And now I can change the position of that. But usually within CAD, you want things to be constrained. So let's say that I want that point to go back to the origin. I can select that. And over here, I'm going to type in 0. And you can see I need to manually go and open that again, just for a simple reposition of that. While within Solid, it's a lot easier. I can just start a new sketch in the top plane. I can press C. And this automatically took me to normal view. That means I'm now looking straight onto the sketch. And over here, if I will match the same values as within Blender, I will type in the same over here. So as you can see, this will be the radius and that will be the diameter. So within Blender, I had a radius of 1.5. So this should be double to match that. Since this is the whole diameter, and within Blender, we only added that radius over here. Now, the main difference is that if I want to change the value, I can just double click this, and let's say I will make this 200 millimeters, and this will automatically resize. Within Blender, F9 will only show you the last, let's say, parameter over here. In this case, if I'm going to press it, nothing happens because I swapped that position of the center point. And now in order to change the value of this circle, I will need to go over here. And we can see over here that I don't have that numeric value added over here. So I have various tools over here, like diameter, and I can type in that. And we're going to say in this case, this will be 3.2 in this case. So if I want to match to be the same as within SolidWorks, I will type in 0.2. So this will be 200 millimeters, 0.2 meters. Now we can resize it as you can see over here, but this Sketcher add-on is not that intuitive as a CAD sketching environment. So this is SolidWorks. There are Fusion, Katia, and other tools like this, but these are intended for this type of parametric values, and we can go back in time, we can change them, and everything will be reshaped. Now, in order to have this extruded, I will need to go over here within content type, and I need to swap this to be a mesh. And after that, as soon as I'm going to leave the sketch, we're going to see that Blender will fill that in, as you can see it over here. And now in order to have this extruded, I can either select this, I'm going to press tab to go to edit mode. I'm going to go over here on face selection, I'm going to select the top face, and I can press E for extrusion, and I can have this extruded. And we see the parametric value over here. Let's say that I want to go 0.3, and this will be that 0.3 in height in this case. But keep in mind that the unit is set to meter over here, so 0.3, 300 millimeters. If I will go over here and I'm gonna extrude this, you're gonna see that 300 millimeters in SolidWorks will look like this. The main advantage, I can always go back over here. Let's say that I want this to be 300. I can easily change that. We see over here that this is pending an update. I can click update, and now this has been changed. So we have 300 in height, 300 over here as the ground diameter. Over here it's a little bit more complicated, and also when we're going to start doing some cuts, we're going to see that if you're going to extrude it like this with an extrusion, it will not work as intended. So usually a good idea would be to add over here a shell, and this will create a different geometry, which will be, sorry, not shell, solidify. Offset will be the direction, and over here the value 0.3, and this will create that solidified geometry. And with Boolean operations, now we can work this in order to do some cuts. Now, let's say that I want to create a new plane that will be over here tangent. I can do that over here. So if you're going to click on Add Sketch, this will go and only show the predefined planes over here, just like the ones within Solid. So these are the most, let's say, the most important planes that are based on the origin. So we have over here the direction X and Y, X and Z, and Y and Z over here. If you want to add the new planes, you will need to go over here, and we can hold down the click and we can add over here directly on the mesh or add work plane. If you're going to go with the one on the mesh, I can just click a section on that mesh, and we're going to see that this will actually be aligned normal to that. Over here within Solid we have plane, and in this case, if I want to position it like that, I can just click a surface. This will go as a first reference face. If I'm going to click OK, this will not be a valid input, so I need an additional element over here as a second reference. So this is also, let's say, different. In this case, if I will say a top plane, we're going to see that that plane cannot be added like that over here. So it's a little bit more trickier in order to define those over here. So keep that in mind also. Sketches over here. So let's say that I want to define over here a line that will be like this, vertical, and I will create another one. And over here I can define an angle between those two that will control the final position. So let's say 40 degrees. Now, if I'm going to leave that sketch and I want to create a normal plane to that surface, I can again select over here that face. And over here I will need to define the second reference. And let's say that I want that plane to be the second reference. And Solid will take that plane and the normal to the face, and now this will be a fully defined plane over here. So a little bit different, as you can see over here within Blender. This was created by simply clicking onto that face, and we receive that normal to tangent plane over there. Now let's say that I want to sketch something over here, for example a rectangle. I will select the plane, And now I have the possibility to trace that rectangle over here. So click on that once, and afterwards we should be able to, okay, so we also need to add a sketch. And now select that. And now if I'm going to trace over here a rectangle, this will actually be added within that plane. If I'm going to go over here, we're going to see that we can resize this as we want. And we can use this in order to make a cut over here. So to do that, again, we're going to need to apply this sketch in order to have it as a mesh. So we have over here the initial sketch, which was already used to extrude the cylinder. We're going to have over here the second one. And as you can see over here, we're going to have these are the constraints. And these will be the entities. And if you're going to click over here on this, so set active sketch, this will take you to the following step. And over here, again, we need to convert this to a mesh. And when we're going to leave that sketch, it will be converted. We see over here some overlapping, so when I'm rotating, because those are within the same plane, and Blender doesn't know which surface to shade. So this one from the newly defined rectangle or the cylinder one. And over here I can go and add a solidify. This will go normal too. And I can make it like this inwards. I can have it applied over here as well. And now we can use Boolean tools in order to cut this. So I can select the cylinder, add modifier, Boolean. I want a difference and I want to select the other part. And now if I'm gonna hide that, which will be this one, sketch one, we're gonna have that cutout. But as that surface was perfectly overlapped, we see that we already encountered some problems over here. So in order to fix that, we should have this a little bit extruded over here. So I can either select this face and locally I want to translate this on the z-axis so that it will be more outwards. And now that Boolean cut will be clean. Or we have the possibility to move everything. But again, we no longer have those numeric values that well defined. And again, if I want that Boolean, I want to pick the second object. That was already applied, so I should have just hidden that. So we have that cutout. Now within Solid, for the same cutout, I can just select this. I can draw a rectangle. I can add a numeric value quite rapidly with smart dimension. I can center this quite easily. So if I want this and this, and the last one will be the point, we're gonna see over here. So I will also draw an axis, and I can select those two lines and that one, and we're gonna have that symmetric over here. So not equal, because equal will be the distance of the segment. We want symmetric in this case, and now that will be perfectly aligned at the middle. If I want it to be at a certain distance from the top, maybe 100, we have that. And now I can just use to define a cut, and I want to cut inwards, let's say 50 millimeters. I can click OK, and we have that cut done. And this is the main advantage. Using parametric, if I just want to change the values, let's say that this will be 200, it will maintain that symmetry. Let's say 150, and over here 60. Again, the cut will automatically be updated. And over here within Blender, it's not that easy. We need to go ahead and select this one. If I'm going to scale it, let's say that I want to scale this upwards. As soon as I'm gonna hide that, I will have the cut like this, but I scale that directly using S and I move it. It's not that easy if you're gonna work directly with the numeric values over here. So we have the dimensions over here, so we can also do that. But again, it's not that easy because we input those values over here, but the problem is that we no longer have those CAD constraints that we saw over here previously. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content and that you find this video useful. I'm going to position a similar video over here on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.